Yes, it is. Cigar time. Hi. Welcome back.
Hi.
He thought of that in 30 seconds.
Hola.
Got all that in 30 seconds. And the divine Miss T has joined us today.
I'm back.
She's deemed us worthy to
Who?
sit in the panel. The divine Miss T.
She was gone?
Very
You didn't
funny.
notice?
Yeah,
How could you
yeah.
not notice?
It's all right. They'll get you.
I don't.
Doesn't start talking much yet. That's how we didn't notice.
Yeah.
Oh. Everybody have a good week?
Yeah.
Hey, Rob,
yeah.
keep it up. She's going to get medieval on you.
That's right.
Yeah. You mean
Torture y'all asses.
the 1800s?
Well,
Shut up. Wait, what time is that anyway? You couldn't
Stop.
tell me
what time
when
is
it
it? It's Howdy
is.
Doody time.
Yeah. Stop.
I'm going to look that up when we get
Well,
off of
this
here.
week, whenever we get back to the
I
show,
really am.
we're going to talk about a very, very fine cigar. I recently came back from the annual TAA convention down in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic at the beautiful Casa de Campo Resort, where we also attended last year. Next year it'll be in Cabo San Lucas in Mexico.
And its TA stands for what?
Tobacco Association of America.
And they don't have it in America.
No, because there's
It's
no
always
venue
up-
big enough to allow all that
It's
smoke.
in the Central Americas.
Plus, the guys like to golf, and it's hard to golf in places in March unless
She
you
went
go
medieval on you.
unless you go to Florida or California or whatever. Oh, whatever.
Very good, T.
Thanks.
I'll talk more about the TAA exclusive cigars in just a moment, but today we're going to smoke the EPC, Ernesto Carrillo, one of the foremost creators of cigars in this country. He's the founder of La Gloria Cubana, and he sold that company to General Cigar a number of years ago, actually about, 20 years?
Wow, almost, yeah.
It's almost 20 years
Around
ago.
there, yeah.
I was very fortunate. I had dinner with Ernie and his people one of the last nights down there at Casa de Capo, and he's just a beautiful man. I've known him for a long time, and success came to the right guy. He's got his feet square on the floor.
He's a great
He
guy.
hasn't
He also is-
changed. He got a lot of money for his company, and hasn't changed in one iota.
And he's the reigning champion of Cigar of the Year and Cigar Aficionado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And this,
The encore.
to me, this is the last year's version. The 2019 is not out yet. It will be a different model. But this cigar, for my money, is one of the, if not the best, one of the best cigars of last year, period, let alone just the TAA. The TAA, many of you know who shop in our stores, there's only 72 brick and mortar retailers throughout the United States, and we're very fortunate to be a member. And the nearest TAA dealer to where our stores are located in the Delaware Valley is about 75 miles away. So these cigars are usually very nicely priced, but they're exclusive cigars, either exclusive cigar sizes or exclusive blends, and they're really, really good. So I'll let somebody else talk so I can light up. I'm very anxious to smoke this cigar. I haven't smoked it in a while.
What's your favorite?
And I'm very anxious to smoke it. So Scott, you got anything to say?
Well, I was going to sell the blend on it.
Or you say the blend.
Yeah, sure. So the blend is a Connecticut Habano. I don't think I've seen that before.
Connecticut Habano, that's a little rare.
Yeah, it's one of the first I've heard. With Nicaraguan binder and filler. It's
Oh, there you
medium
go.
to full. It's feeling more fuller to me than
Yeah, I
than
definitely think
medium.
Yeah,
this
it's
is on
definitely
the fuller
full
side.
body.
Yeah, this is full body.
This is not for the weak of heart.
No.
Oh, this is going to kick my butt.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bend over.
Well, Is it big enough to kick?
I was going to say, let
Jesus.
me bend over.
Oh,
yeah.
please.
It's big enough.
Whatever you
God.
need.
Don't
Be
start.
nice, children. Be nice.
Don't start.
We should also say that Ernie is known as he's the godfather of the boutique cigar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
he
He had
is.
the La Gloria Cubana was the original
Yep.
small batch boutique. And I remember when I first was smoking cigars, and we'd go on these different little blogs or whatever about them, and the La Gloria Cubana Wavell was like the hottest
yeah, that
thing.
was- that was
Everybody,
catch
if
me
you could
out.
get it,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough to
actually,
get.
I went to the factory in
Cali Ocho.
Miami,
Yeah,
in Cali
Cali
Ocho,
Ocho.
yeah, and I picked a couple up, and they were green.
They're
as
like $3 a
holy
piece.
cow.
They were,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
Candela?
No, they were green as in they
Oh,
hadn't
as in
been
like
aged.
a
Right off
Maria?
the
Yeah, right.
I had
Practically
them.
off the table.
I took like 5 or 6. I bought like 5 or 6 and went up. Funny story is I flew from Miami up to Maine, a bunch of friends from college were getting together,
Oh, cool.
and they lost my luggage, and
Oh.
I went dressed from Miami to Maine in February.
Oh.
So I'm walking
How
around
soon did
Maine
they find your luggage?
the next day.
Oh, okay.
But it really bothered me because they have some guy deliver it to the house and everything. I gotta tip this guy. They lose my luggage. It cost me money.
And you're still mad about it.
Yes,
Why did you tip
Wow.
him?
I felt compelled.
And how many years
Really?
ago was
Well,
that?
then whose fault's that? Is that their
3
fault?
years ago? God, 15.
That guy could be president of the airline by now.
Yeah, could be president of Boeing.
It could- I hope not. I used to know the president.
He's the computer programmer that works on that new jet that keeps crashing.
Uh-huh.
So why are you upset that you tipped him?
Little things that get him going.
He's okay with the big things. It's just the little
Why do you
things.
care?
I don't.
Then why are you asking
I
questions?
just, I don't know.
If you're not smart.
I am smart. Not like they
I'm
say.
smart.
Not like you say.
Cerny was the godfather of boutiques. There you go.
Well, one
I'm
of
done.
the exclusive cigars this year, since this will sort of be a TAA show, AJ Fernandez, one of the hottest, if not the hottest
Yeah.
hand in cigar making right now, for the first time, is making an exclusive cigar for the TAA. It will be a generous Toro size, New World, but in the round, not box pressed, in the round.
Nice. What?
And
That's smart.
Which iteration of the New World?
The
you know,
original.
I
Is
saw
is it an original Connecticut or Cameroon or Medora?
AJ said to me that he tweaked it just a tad, and they were still a little green to smoke down there. But we
Right.
should have them, I would think, sometime in mid to late April. Now, I made 1,000 boxes for the entire. Well, these go in the United States, so
Worldwide distribution.
well,
There's only
more or
1,000.
less, yeah. And we were able to get quite a few. Let's put it that way. Very generous. We've been with that company since day one. We were an original account, and they take very good care of our stores. So we'll take good care of you. And they're only priced the retail that I saw, if it holds, which I believe it will, was only $8.99. So
Nice.
Oh, that's
it's a good
nice.
price point and a very limited edition, and I'm sure for AJ a very tasty cigar. And I'm anxious. I saw the prototypes, but they just weren't ready to smoke yet. And it has a nice feel to it and a nice look to it.
And
Are
said
you
we-
limiting boxes?
Hmm?
Are you limiting like box sales?
We'll
about
see
that?
how it goes. I mean, we did get a night out of the 1,000. We got a pretty good chunk of them.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, like I say, the membership is limited to, at this point, 72, and that's all your bigger brick and mortar, large scale operations throughout the entire United States. So the amount of boxes we got is kind of disproportionate to the amount of members. But again, we were there at
But
the
it's
beginning.
very proportionate to how cool we are.
That's true,
That is true.
especially you.
Well,
I mean, would you admit that you're probably the coolest member up here?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Look at you guys.
I resemble
Exactly.
everybody.
Look
That's
at me.
very, very funny.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Anyway,
You're cool, Rob.
I love the cigar. What's their name?
It's a lot for me, but
Shut up,
it's
Moose.
not.
I
Still a
got
good cigar.
I don't know if anybody else did, but my first pre-light draw on this, I got a nice chocolatey
Chocolate.
taste.
Yep.
It was
Well,
really
you go
nice.
pre-light
It's
draw.
cocoa
You
and
didn't do it?
peanut butter.
Cocoa and peanut
That's
butter.
what it says.
Really?
Peanut butter.
Okay.
Cocoa. and
It was
All
really
right.
nice.
This is getting outrageous with the way they say the tastes of cigars. Now, peanut butter? That's the first cigar I've ever heard it says they taste like
Another
peanut
one.
I'm getting a little nutty peanuts.
Another one that's going to be
In
a
my
No,
mouth.
really,
nuts I can
really-
understand, but
CAO. CAO is
Oh,
coming.
that sounds good. That cigar.
Oh,
What's
I
CAO?
smoked
What is it?
What?
even green. It was green.
What?
But through my contact, I was able to score one, and I did smoke it. And you could tell it's still a little young, but man, that is going to be
Now,
a killer.
when you say green, you
I was
mean
going to tell him
young.
explain
yeah,
it.
Not-
it's
not-
young.
not
It
green.
needs a little more box age, but I mean they're almost ready to roll.
What
So
are
were
they?
you able to sample the
It-
Taltalajes yet? Were they ready?
No, he didn't have those at all.
Okay. But
we
you
got a
said
ton
we
of
got
those
a ton
coming
of
in.
those?
Well, you know, Tatuai, they're going to fly right off the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Brasilia, the CAO Brasilia,
Oh, the Brasilia. That's
Oh.
right. I'm looking forward to
now
that.
they only made about 500 boxes of those, but we got a very nice amount. you know, I realized, you know, when I was out there, when you exclude the internet sellers and the mail order catalog, we're the upper echelon of brick and mortar retailers in the United States. And of course, we're one of the oldest, so that, you know, but even though there's some people that, there are some members that are original members. There were 2 or 3 members that have been there in one case, or 2 cases, I think 50 years.
Wow.
And a couple cases over 40 years. They've been
I saw
around a
some
long
from the
time.
80s, yeah.
Huh?
I saw some from the 80s.
Yeah, so
So the TAA is older than the IPCPR?
50 years, 51. This is the 51st year. Last year was the 50th. Wente made the Opus X. You know, there was a couple extra specials last year.
Yeah, Padron had the
Yeah,
the
Padron
89.
had their Maduro and
Padron
Natural.
Black.
Yeah. We still have a few of those left, but that's almost gone. But I mean, these cigars fly off the shelf. Each of our 14 stores, maybe 15 soon, well, each of our 14 stores has a dwindling supply of the 2018, and we were able, through our good friend Pete Johnson at Tatawai, we were able to score, about 2 months ago?
2000. This November.
Yeah, no, we were
The
able to get,
16?
they somehow found some boxes of 2016, which is an exception.
Which still flew off the shelf too.
Yeah, no, we still have a few left.
We have some,
I've
but
only
they
got like
they
2
squeezed
boxes
them.
We,
left.
well, we doled them out. We don't put them all out. Those things, you know, we try to make it fair that everybody can get some. I mean, they're not expensive and they're great smoke. So we have a good variety of all the TAA. The 2019 will start coming into the stores. Matter of fact, I think we got our first load of the, was it the Herrera Esteli?
We did?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't the Esteli.
What was it?
It was the Presidente.
Hoyo de Nicaragua?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Hoyo
I
de
didn't
Oh,
know
those
that
those
one.
gold boxes I see in the back?
I bet
Yeah.
you that's a
Ah,
a
they're
TAA.
hiding.
That's a TAA.
Made it this year.
I
Made
was
it
wondering
this
who
year.
that
I'll
was.
bet you that one's full body.
Oh, well, you know,
Okay.
Hoya doesn't mess around.
No.
I wish
That's
she'd
one of
do
the
a
few
play
real
on.
full-bodied cigars.
Yes.
I wish she'd do a play on the Dark Antonio with the TAA. That'd be fun. I
Yeah,
love
it
that.
And Doc was there. The doctor was there.
Was
He
it?
was
Yeah,
there.
he was there. Nice
Dr.
guy. We
Clinton.
chatted. We had a nice
I
chat.
haven't seen him in a while.
I love Dr.
He was here in the
Clinton.
was
store
here,
years
yeah.
ago. Yeah.
We did an event with him.
Yeah, we did. I remember that. So we want to go around and get everybody's sort of first impressions. Scott, why
Already
don't you
did
head
mine.
it off? Well, you can do it again in case the folks on the West Coast didn't hear it.
Guess they were sleeping.
It is definitely there's some subtle spice up front.
A lot of spice.
I want to say I'm tasting the cocoa, but it might just because you mentioned it. I'm not sure I'm there yet. But it's clearly on the fuller strength side. Medium. It's somewhere
Medium
between medium to
plus.
full, closer to full.
I only got the cocoa taste on the pre-light draw. I don't get it as I'm smoking the cigar. So that's why you're probably not getting it. I'm not getting any pepper at all. I am getting a toasty taste though. Nice toasty taste.
Moose,
I do taste a little bit of the chocolate.
you like full
Yeah.
body.
I enjoy a full-bodied cigar. I would say I agree with Scott. I would call it a medium,
Medium,
or
yeah.
a full
Well,
medium.
north of medium.
Yeah,
Somewhere in between
Yeah.
full, medium,
Yeah.
full
a
body.
full minus.
Yeah. Okay. T?
Well, this is full body to me, definitely. I got a lot of pepper off the top, still getting in the back of the throat. But it's nice. It's not like where I want to be like, ooh, I don't like it. It's
Yeah, 'cause
good.
you don't
It's-
like real
I
strong
don't
cigars.
like.
It doesn't have a really bad aftertaste.
No, no, it has
No.
no taste actually with an aftertaste at all. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even get a finish.
It's not kicking
Oh,
your
I
butt.
do.
I don't get a finish on this at
I
all.
get
I get a semi-sweet finish.
I get a citrusy
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
getting
Semi
any
sweet.
finish, but again, it's full body for me, but it's still good, and I get the nuts, lots of nuts.
Yeah, it
does.
It has a defined nutty taste.
Yes,
You're right.
it does.
Yeah.
Roasted nuts.
Maybe that's that peanut butter. So there you go. There's the roasted peanut butter.
I'm putting that right up there with bark.
Bark.
Yeah, that's what the
Dude,
bark.
stop talking about the bark.
It's worse than
I can't I can't believe you've never had bark.
No one's ever had bark
Oh,
but you.
stop.
No.
He was a Boy
Somebody else in
Scout.
this room's had bark too.
Years ago, we had one
Who
with
said
moose
bark?
droppings.
It's right on the sign.
I had it right on the sign. I was waiting. That sign was up there until all those cigars sold out. That sign had to be a year. Nobody ever raised a question about
Nobody
it.
asked a question about
Nobody
it.
ever.
Nobody
I
said a
don't
word.
remember the sign.
Oh, years.
Oh,
years.
yeah.
We put.
Oh, this before me.
We put.
Probably.
You know, we put down sweet finish, dark roasted almonds, chocolatey this, and cinnamon that, and moose droppings. Nobody
Not one
wants
person said a word
one
about it.
person said a word.
That was funny.
You know, sometimes you have to have a sense of humor. When you're in business, if you can't have a good laugh once in a while,
You know what that proves? Nobody reads
nobody
signs.
reads.
They
Oh,
don't.
big time.
Nah.
They don't.
They
Nobody
see,
reads the sign.
They see two things. They see the word free,
Yes.
and they see low price.
They see the prices.
Yeah,
That's
they see
what
the price and the word free.
They don't
Moose
read
droppings
anything
didn't count, and we did it predominantly.
else. Yeah, it was bigger.
That was on there. You
It was
couldn't
bigger
miss
than
it.
anything. Yeah.
What cigar was it? I
I
remember.
don't
I remember.
remember. I think it was a house blend. That
Yeah, it
had
was some
somebody
kind of
made up
house
for us.
blend we bought. Yeah,
That had to be before me.
it might have been. It was a long time back, but it just shows to go yet.
Computer.
Behind you.
Sure enough.
Do you have any words of wisdom this week?
Oh, where are we going this week?
Yes.
Yes.
Buy Boeing.
Buy Boeing.
Y'all been traveling without me.
I miss GE at $7. I remember when GE hit $7, I ran into Mike. I said, "This is going to be the bottom. This company's going to rebound." Got as high as $11. It's back down at almost 10. But at $7, I said, "This is a screaming
Back
buy."
in
Probably.
2010, it was down at $1.
Not GE.
Yes, it
no,
was.
it
Yes,
was
it was.
not. No.
It was. Go back and check it.
Are you a betting
Why are we
man?
talking
Go back and
about
Are
check
you
it.
a betting man?
Go back and
Are
check
you a
it.
betting man?
Do you have an
back
empty
and check.
spot in the frame?
I didn't. Did you hear his response? I keep asking if he's a
You
betting
keep
man.
talking.
Go back and check. It was $1.
He's not gonna bet you.
Okay. And when was this again?
Like 09.
The banking
2010.
crisis. The housing
Yeah.
and banking crisis.
Yeah.
$1.
It went down to $1.
GE $1.
1809 or 2009?
2000.
Probably 1809.
No, not 18.
And what happens when I show you it wasn't?
I'll say you were right,
Oh, okay. You're
But
all
I
with
won't.
us
On the
then.
camera.
but I
Okay.
won't because you're wrong.
Okay, you're all with this. If G was if G was $1,
$1.
10 years ago, 12, 13 years, whatever it was, in the last
Like-
20 years.
Rob, are you sure?
Yeah, he's wrong.
Should I jump on that bandwagon?
You want to
All
bet
right,
me
tell.
too?
I don't know. I'm
You
scared.
want to take my side of the bet. You don't
All
want to
right,
take
I'll
his side
take
of
your
the bet.
side.
Anyway,
If he's
Look,
right,
Mike's checking it right now.
he's checking it. Now that's adjusted for any splits. They might have had splits. I mean, it's got to be a true dollar.
$1.
Okay.
Anyway, where
Well,
were
let's
we?
get back to
That's
cigars.
Let's
yeah.
see this.
I was
What did
gonna
you have
talk-
to talk about, Scott?
Honduras.
Honduras.
Yes.
Ah, there
That's
we
a
go.
country south of Texas, right?
Global. Yes.
I've been there multiple times.
I've been there once. Just.
Let's take a caravan.
You
there.
weren't there the second time?
Oh my God! Would you stop it with Rocky and then? I wasn't there.
I could have swore you were there.
I know, but I would. I think I would have remembered.
So you, let me see if I understand. You were with Rob on several of his trips to Honduras once.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so far we've talked about the Dominican Republic, we've talked about Nicaragua, and today I want to talk about Honduras and possibly, if time, Ecuador. Now we're talking about the countries and the tobaccos, but I wanted to remind everybody, because we talked about the 2 weeks ago, is that if a cigar is considered Honduran, it just means it's made there. It doesn't necessarily mean it has a whole
The
lot of
ingredients,
Honduran
yeah.
tobacco in it. So what we're mostly talking about is the tobacco. And Honduras does happen to be home to a lot of major brands. I guess the Hoya, the Punch. I think Rocky has a factory there. So, and one of the reasons they like it is because the tobacco is, I guess they said it's somewhere in between, like the lightness of the Dominican and the finesse of Cuban tobacco. So they find it somewhere between the two of those. And it's a great region for growing. It's home to the largest contiguous rainforest in South America. It has a nice, a large mountain range, which I don't know the name of it.
Wait a minute.
The Trojes?
Wait a minute.
Mount
Hold-
Honduras.
hold- It's bigger than the Amazon?
They
Wait,
said
no.
it's the home to the largest contiguous rainforest in Central America.
Oh,
Central
Central. I thought you
America.
said
Yes.
South America. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
I may have said South
No,
America,
you said
but
Central
But
America.
I think
okay.
if you watch the tape, it'll be South. You did
But as
say-
a
You a
mount-
betting man?
yeah, I'm
The
okay.
Trojes?
Is that what they're? Is that the
I think
name?
it's the
Okay.
Trojes.
All right. So it has a mountainous region. It has the trade winds that bring a lot of the moisture into the area, and it's their ideal conditions for growing tobacco, and that's why a lot of the exiles from Cuba went to Honduras first, because of I guess they thought the growing area was very similar to what they had in Cuba. Honduran cigars are very aromatic. They're very rich. They're known for the roundness of flavor, their robustness, and then both intense sweetness and a little bit of spicy there. But I was reading this, and they're mostly, going through it now, it's mostly known for wrapper tobacco. I think back in the day there was a lot more filler used, but now it's they mostly grow wrapper.
Really?
And most of it's Corojo. There's an authentic Corojo. There's a Honduran Claro, Honduran Cubano. There's a number of different wrappers, and our friends from the Arello family are probably, I think they're known for.
They are.
They were the first to grow the authentic Corojo, which I believe were seeds that they took directly out of. I think that's what they. I think the strain of tobacco they use for wrappers in Cuba is Corojo, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yes, you have two. You have the Criollo and then the Corojo.
Okay.
And that was Julio and Sal
Julio.
Fontana.
You know what?
The late-
Interesting.
late-
Sal Fontana's son or grandson lives near me in Yardley.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be darned.
Pretty interesting.
Huh.
He
What
did.
about that?
I remember we found that out when we were down there.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah, but it's a very mountainous region, and when we went there, I was surprised that
Did you want to give out, well, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but did you want to give out your street address in case any of the people would like to come visit you and have a smoke with you on your luxurious deck?
my mom's the only one who watches. She knows where I live.
Oh, okay. That's good. That was good.
Okay.
I gave the setup.
You did get him the setup.
That's
You
pretty
did.
good.
You threw a softball.
So that's Honduras. I mean, Rob and I were there. The thing that surprised me most
Country's
is
never been the same since.
Yeah.
I just expected
Couple of weird
this
animals
plush
around
green landscape. And the time we were there in February, and I guess that's their drier season.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like there were fires off in the hills.
Yeah,
There were
yeah.
a lot of spontaneous fires, and it was almost like a drought. I was kind of disappointed in the appearance of the area.
Yeah.
They were just burning the employees and asked for raises.
It might have
Yeah.
been. Yeah.
I don't doubt that.
There were sacrificial fires.
It's weird because I was there. What year was I? I forget what it was. Like
It's like
05?
2005,
something like that.
4 or 5.
God, we were much younger
The
then.
first time I was there, when you landed,
Less wise.
you
Oh,
got
it's
off the
terrible airport.
worst airport in the
Terrible
world.
airport. Ugh.
But when you got down and you had to walk onto the tarmac and then going through customs, it was just a piece of wood, and they stamped your passport like bricks,
Right.
milk cartons up, and stamped your passport.
That's a fancy airport.
There were chickens on the runway.
Yeah. I haven't.
Were they
I
getting
thought
ready
on-
for
I thought
takeoff?
on planes.
Yeah.
I thought on planes where the cockpit door was open and there were things of chickens in the
That's
cockpit.
crazy. But then the
In
second
Cuba.
second time I went back, it was actually a real.
Well, I haven't been to Nicaragua yet. I have been to the Dominican, but the Honduras was just dirt poor.
It
man.
was.
Yeah.
I mean,
God,
just
It was.
you go through the town, the Danley, and
Yeah.
and they're just.
It's.
I remember
it's a
seeing
shame.
somebody like they found a piece of plywood and leaned it against their house, and it was like they built an addition to the
Yeah.
tin
That's why,
shed.
that's why they call it a lean-to.
I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a. I thought what I thought was a horse. It was actually. I'm like, man, that horse is really thin. It was a cow. I'm like, what? That's how thin these cows were.
That's
I mean, you
Cuba.
can see the ribs
That's
in
Cuba.
a
Yeah,
cow.
same thing,
Ah,
Cuba.
I felt so bad for
Not
those
much
people.
beef in Cuba. Pigs, pork.
And
but
everybody,
not much
everybody
beef.
drives a pickup truck everywhere.
And the roads were about like wide enough for, almost wide enough for one car.
You have
Yeah.
to wait
They
when you
were-
want to pass. You have to wait for at least one to fall off the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I
and
was
the-
scared, man.
And
I'm
where we
telling you.
were, there was.
we were. They were. Oh,
Once you get out of the capital, there was one traffic light,
yes.
and we hit it. It was crazy. I was like, we're waiting. We're sitting there
Was it
waiting.
red?
It was red. We're sitting there waiting, and there's nobody anywhere, and
You
you
sure
guys
that
sitting
wasn't
there.
the Lepetamine Thruway?
Oh my god, it's crazy. And it was dirt. There, I mean, there were no roads. It was just all dirt.
And there was one
With the
monkey in
traffic
country.
light.
Yeah, no. It's
Moose,
the one
what?
that bit-
One monkey and
and it's the one that bit Carlos in the ass.
I don't think you can say that.
You can.
on here. You
What?
Say Carlos,
Do
it's
we,
all right.
do we drink anything with these cigars?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Besides battery acid?
Yeah, no, not battery acid. I'm actually doing something different these days. I'm pairing up local distilleries and
Oh.
breweries.
Okay.
Are you getting like a kickback or something?
I wished. I
Yeah.
honestly do. The
Not big
beer we're
deal,
going with comes from Workhorse Brewery, which is in King of Prussia.
The King of Prussia is a brewery?
There's
That's what I
actually
said.
3 of them in King
Yeah.
of Prussia.
That's what
there's a
I
whole bunch.
Bunch of
Yeah.
Hopkin breweries opening up there. This one opened there.
There's like 3 or 4 of
That's
them.
pretty
that go
expensive
up.
real estate.
Five
for a
of them.
brewery.
Well, this one opened up in an industrial park. These guys opened up in an industrial park, so it's not that expensive. But I'm recommending their oatmeal stout, which is at 5.5%. And it's silky, little roasty tasting, and it's got dark chocolate notes.
I'm not going to do oatmeal unless I can put raisins in.
Well, you can put raisins in it.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
that's
Oh,
fine.
you can put
yeah.
raisins in them.
And it's got a nice smooth finish with a minimum on the bitterness because it is a stout.
Yeah.
Then I'm going with a local distillery called Dad's Hat.
Dad's hat.
Dad's
Yeah, I
Hat.
heard
They
that
got
one.
5 times real
And it's in Bristol.
The kids in Bristol are sharp as a pistol.
Yes, especially when they're doing the stomp.
I'm done. I'm walking
Oh my
off.
gosh.
Jerry Grossman.
I'm recommending their Pennsylvania Straight Rye whiskey.
Oh, that sounds good.
Very good. It's got some cinnamon, pepper, spice, green apple, fig, and cocoa
Whoa. Okay.
flavor to it.
Cool.
I can see that.
So that's what I'm recommending for this one.
Okay, I guess it's time for our begin our final review. Scott, why don't you lead it off?
Very tangy. That's mostly what I'm getting. It produces a lot of smoke. There's a lot like tangy, almost sourness. I'm not as big a fan as the cigar as you guys are.
Get out.
I'm
gonna
with
give it
you.
I'm going to give it an 8.5.
Wow.
I know this. A lot of people really like the cigar.
Well, it's not your taste. It happens.
It is not.
It happens.
That's fine.
You know, sometimes when, I smoke a Dutch Master, I feel the same way.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord!
Never
Yeah,
smoked a
okay.
Dutch Master.
Not
Never
in
even
about,
held
not-
one.
Not in about 65 years.
Exactly.
Rob?
I'm starting to get the cocoa through the retro hail. When you mentioned
I told you,
about the
through the
retro
retro
hail, so I
hail, yeah.
tried it. I'm definitely getting the cocoa taste there, and I'm still getting a toasty taste. I'm not getting any of the bitterness that you were talking
It's not
about.
bitter, sour.
Sour. No,
Yeah.
I'm not getting any of that. I'll give it a 9. I think it's a really good cigar. I'd
Those-
smoke it again.
I'm starting. It mellowed out a little bit for me, and I'm also getting the cocoa now.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little chocolate note, which is nice to finish off the cigar. I give it a 9. I like it. It's a good
Okay.
cigar.
Yeah,
9's a good rating.
it's a very good number.
T?
It's a nice cigar. Very
Here
well
it comes.
constructed.
Here it
It's
comes.
I-
All right,
It's
let's
got a
cut the
pretty
commercial.
band.
It's got a
It's
nice band.
it's got a pretty
You can
band.
dance to
You can
it.
dance to it, right?
Cut the commercial. Here it comes.
It's just not in my palate profile.
It's not in your wheelhouse.
Exactly.
It's too full
but
body.
it's way too full body for me. And it's not a sneaky full body. It's like in your
It's
face.
in your face.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this a solid 8.
Oh.
Nice.
It's not a bad
I think
rating.
I'm getting
No,
away
no.
from fuller, like really powerhouse cigars myself. I think I'm more into the flavor.
Good. Come my way.
Unlike my colleagues, I love this cigar. I'm not usually a devotee of ultra strong cigars, which is not ultra strong. It's a well constructed, well balanced. It's nuanced in every way that a cigar should be nuanced. It fills your mouth with a lot of good savory taste. I give this a 9.5. I really like it. And if it were a little less expensive, I'd probably get
But
closer
it's still under
to a
$9.
10.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. No, it's $13.50.
Oh, okay. Never
So
mind.
until next week, we appreciate you watching. Don't forget our Saturday night show.
I'm on.
And we'll
Smoke
see you
sweet,
next week.
everybody.
Ciao for now, everybody.